What's up, everybody? This is Jay, and this video is my recap for Empire Season 4, Episode 3. Remember to subscribe to my channel. Click the little bell next to the subscribe button so you get updates on all my new videos. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon.com. And let's get into it. Now, when we get into this episode, it's with Lucious, and he's first working out, trying to get that peg leg sharpened, trying to get in shape, and then the family walks in, and they all happy to see that he's working out. His nurse is on vacation. Cookie's looking beautiful as ever, and the family and everybody's happy to see him getting along. He's saying he's working out, then he says, "Cookie, you looking more beautiful than normal. What's going on?" And she's saying she had a photo shoot. He then asks, "Hey, I'm trying to get better. I need you all to tell me how I was a monster since my mama said I was a monster." And Hakeem blurted out, "You punched me square in the face." And he was just ready to let him know. And then he said, "Tell him about the trash can, Jamal." And then Cookie shut it down and said, "No, we ain't about to get into that." And he said, "Well, it seemed like you all trying to protect me from myself. Cookie, you was gone for 17 years. Why? What happened?" And then she had a flashback of being locked up. And she said, "Look, we ain't about to get into all of that right now." And so they cut to Claire Huxtable and her crew, the Revengers, and they letting them know this is just like taking out a ghetto version of the Wizard of Oz. And so old boy is saying, "Yeah, I'm already working on Jamal's heart." And he's saying, "Well, who I'm supposed to do? Take out Toto?" And so then he starts saying, "Well, pretty soon we'll have the information we need." And then he started laughing. He drunk, talking about, "Well, at least I'm not a whore." And I guess he's calling old boy a whore. And then he was about to get up, but then she smacked the drink out his hand. A little bit for the dead homies. And then she told him, "Get a grip on yourself. It's your fault we even involved in this mess." Meanwhile, Cookie is over there at the photo shoot at the offices of Empire, and old girl that's doing the photos is asking her to take pictures in Lucious' chair, and she didn't want to do it at first, but she said, "Hey, you the one running this, it's you that got the power." So she ended up doing it, and while she was sitting there, she took a glance at the picture, and it reminded her back when she was in the pen, and she was just having thoughts about that. Meanwhile, Andre walks in, and Andre is talking to her about it, getting ready to go to a meeting with the bankers and how it's supposed to go down. Back at the studio, back at the house, Lucious is with Jamal, and Jamal's on the piano playing a tune or two, and he's showing them how they made this song together. And Lucious is sitting there amazed. He don't remember how to make music. He don't remember when they made the song or nothing. He said, "Take me to Empire and show me where the studio is." So now we see Thirsty peeping around corners, looking over his shoulder, and he comes sneaking around, punch in the code, and let him in. He got on his little blue suit. Then he's talking to Lucious, and Lee realized Lucious don't remember him. He say, "I would remember somebody dressed as fly as you, wouldn't I?" Meanwhile, back at the board, we got Big Red putting on the presentation, showing them what's going to go down with the 20 for 20. And Cookie is telling everybody how it's going to go down and what they need to do, make it like it's a military operation. They got to be precise when they putting this together. And in walks Shine, aka Exhibit, and his crew. He got a dog with him, and she's saying, "Hey, don't ever be late to a meeting you don't need to be at." Then he's trying to see where his spot is, and she said he on the 5th spot, and he's saying he only got one song, he want more songs. And she pretty much shutting him down and walk out on him, and letting him know that's all you gonna get. And then while she's leaving, she has a flashback of when she was in jail and what was going on in jail, and when she first got locked up, and how they was all kind of messing with her, and how she had to be on her own for a while to hold it down, and the guard talking crazy to her. Then they cut to her in the office working behind the computer, and here comes Shine, and he's saying, "Hey, I own 25% of this company. I want 10 songs. That one song ain't enough." She like, "10 songs, please. All right, I'll give you 3. And then he sit down and they talking, and he's saying, "I'm the only one you got on staff that can make a hit. Give me 7 songs." She like, "Well, look, since you talking about percentages and 25, I give you 5 songs. That's 25%. And we gonna have to make it work like that." And so then they come to agreement. He happy. He say, "You know what? I like the way you do business. You should keep it up. You look good behind that desk too." and he walk out of there. Meanwhile, we see Thirsty and Andre a little shook, getting his little drink on, and he's talking about the police questioning him, and he's telling Thirsty, hey, you need to get better dudes. Y'all can't find old girl, you can't locate her. And he's telling him, hey, tell them the same thing I had to say the first time. He said, yeah, I'm gonna make sure I tell them that, just without the attitude. Meanwhile, back at the police station, we see Andre come looking like a fake ass smooth criminal, and he come walking up to talk to her, and he confront her, and they go walk around the corner in the alley, and he's telling her, hey, I got the same information I always had, and you got them trying to sweat me as a suspect. You need to make sure that they stick to who they supposed to stick to, because the girls that do what they did normally stay hidden on purpose because they scared of my father. And he's saying, oh, okay, so your father's a scary man. How about you? Look like you sweating, your heartbeat's going, look like you lying, like you got something to hide. And then they heard a police walkie-talkie go off, so they kind of split before they get busted. That's the bank, and they walking in the bank, and Cookie looking like a little G-stress, and she's walking into the bank, going up the escalator, and then she's having a flashback of when she was first walking in the pen, and she was sitting at the table writing, trying to put songs down on the pad, minding her own business, and the girls was asking her who she is, where she from, and she told them she was from Philly. So one of the other girls came over to holler at her, talking about, what's up, we got a Philly girl, what's going on with you? And so she was trying to ignore her, but then the girl looked like she was reaching behind her to get out a little shank or something and stick her up. And so she just jumped on her, hitting her with the foo-fops and everything, busting her upside the head, and the guards had to pull her up off of her. And then it realized old girl was trying to give her some shower shoes so them get toes ain't get too dirty. And so now she's flashed back to reality. She's walking up into the pen, and we see not little Boosie, but little Bougie, and this waterhead ass nigga trying to talk to him, and next thing you know, he's shutting them down, letting them know, hey, we ain't trying to invest in entertainment right now, so we ain't gonna be able to approve the loan. And Cookie kind of got salty and let him know, hey, I would call you a bougie, stuck up ass bitch, but instead I'm gonna leave you with good day. And so dude was kind of salty, trying to let her know, hey, it ain't like that. And she said, you know, we had all our stuff together, our revenue has grown, and so you knew that, but you just want to put us in our place, so goodbye. And she just popped up and left, walked away, throwing on her shades so she could see what she's saying. And Andre came following and stepped behind. Meanwhile, back at the label at Empire, we see Jamal, and he's taking Lucious through the studio and telling him, all this is yours, you created all of this is here because of you, this is all yours. And so Lucious sees some candy, say this mine too, and steal the candy with a little sweet tooth. Meanwhile, they in the studio, and Jamal's showing them all the studio equipment and letting them know, this is your hit, this is the hit factory where you made your best song. And then Jamal's boo thing popped up, big ass sugar bear, and he's trying to surprise him with a little Milky Way. And Jamal let him know, hey man, this ain't a good time, I'm about to lay down some vocals, and maybe you can have me hit some high notes later. And before he leave, he like, hey, is that your dad? He like, nah, that ain't my dad. And so his boo thing leave up out of there. So Jamal go back into the studio, and he talking to his dad, and he's telling him about all the music. He plays the song he played for him on the piano at home, and Lucious is asking him questions about the trash can. And before he can get into it, Shine comes in, and the security guard, that fake ass security, top flight of the world, would have been fired because he just let him walk right on through, and ain't secure nothing. He ain't securing a damn thing. And so he walks in, he's trying to talk with Lucious, and Jamal trying to stop him and get up out of there, but Lucious is like, Moonshine, he's my friend. And so he looking at him like he's slow, like he fell off his rocker, and he like, yeah, what's up, man, since day one. And so they start talking, and Lucious kind of get Jamal to let him stay and talk for a second, which was a mistake because now Shine is talking to him and realized that something ain't right. But yet still he's saying, we used to make music. He like, nah, we ain't make music, but here's one of the old hits that we had, and I remade it, listen to this. And so while he's playing that old hit, Lucious start start getting flashbacks again of beating ass with Shine, and Shine pulling a gun on somebody and shooting them and all of this, and Lucious start tweaking out again and just get up and start trying to run away or whatever. And so he like, man, what's going on with him? And he grabbed Jamal like, get your hands off me. And so while he leaves, he like, hey, he's slow, ain't he? He little Forrest Gump, little Twiggy. And so meanwhile, they cut to Andre, and Andre's talking to his comrade, and next thing you know, he walks into the office and he sees old girl there, the little sexy detective, and she got her feet up on the desk, and she wanted to do a little stop and frisk. And so he's asking, what's going on, what you doing in my office? And she like, yeah, earlier you was came to question me, and you know, you was asking and you was saying your father dangerous, but what about you, are you dangerous? And he said, next time I see you, I want to have my lawyer with me. And she like, well, you know, when earlier you came and you heard those cops walking by, did you get scared? Because I didn't get scared. It made me hot. And so she was saying that's the difference between the brain interpreting fear. And she's saying she wasn't afraid. She was getting horny, weak in the knees. And so he's thinking, damn, this girl's something else. Meanwhile, Lucious got big ass Aunt Jemima making him some tea. And she's saying, that's just the way you like it, baby. And so now he's talking to Jamal, and he asking about the garbage can situation. And so they talking and everything, and Jamal let him know, hey, when I was younger, I came down in some heels and you threw me in the garbage can when I was 7. And he like, oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't right. And Jamal like, man, you was a product of your environment, I understand. He like, no, I apologize. That was nothing I should have ever did, especially to my son. Meanwhile, at the photo shoot, Cookie walk in, and the first thing she do, old girl got a drizzank ready for her, which she's happy. We see Felicia Rashad, Claire Huxtable, Dirty Diana is her name, and this looking good as ever for 70 years old. And so she's talking, and she's kind of looking at Cookie, and Cookie can tell they've been talking about her behind her back. Meanwhile, we see Hakeem putting down some lyrics, and he's babysitting at the same time with his girl. And he's putting down the lyrics, rapping right there at the table, and it seemed like he was about to cuss to her, and so she telling him, don't cuss in front of the baby. They get a knock at the door. He tells old girl, his maid, to open it up. She don't look at nothing through the peephole, and it's the baby mama. And so she walks in, and she's saying, hey, there's my baby. I'm coming to take you with me. We getting ready to go for the weekend. And Hakeem trying to, you know, baby block, and he's letting her know, hey, she got a play date or something, like a damn baby knows about a damn schedule. And she's saying he asking her to co-sign, but she ain't trying to co-sign with him. And so she's trying to say, Hakeem, this is my baby, I still want to take her. He like, well, you been gone for 5 months, she not used to you, she got to get used to you, she on the schedule. And the baby start crying and runs to his girlfriend. And so she says, look, your mama been gone for 17 years and she's still your mama, so even though I've been gone for 5 months, that's still my baby, I'm still her mama, and don't you forget it. So she pretty much checked his ass and put him in his place, and he didn't really have much to say after that, because she was right. Meanwhile, back at the photo shoot, Cookie getting dressed, looking sexy as hell, and next thing you know, Claire Huxtable, she's looking at her, and she's talking to her friends, and she's talking about how she been to jail and just hating on her. And Cookie walk over and say, hey, whatever you got to say about me, you can say to my face. And she's like, oh no, we was just talking about different stuff, whatever the case. And then Cookie have a flashback of when she was in jail trying to write, and the girls that was hating back then. Meanwhile, old girl comes over, the photographer, and breaks up the heat that was happening, while Dirty Diana is looking at her with them little eyes like, yeah, bitch, I got your ass. That made Cookie flashback about old girl she thought was her enemy, but turned out she was trying to be her friend, and she was letting her know, hey, we gotta sit in here and stick together. I'm from Philly, those girls, we all in here pretty much because of our man, just like I'm sure you are. And so we just need to stick together. I got stamps for you to write, I got all kind of deodorants and things and whatever you need, and so we can make it work. And so Cookie thinking about that, and she pops up, and she's about to let these girls know while she's sitting there at this photo shoot. what's going on in her life. And she thinking, hey, these girls, they was taking a photo shoot. This the last time I had a photo shoot with my girls, and I was in the pen. And everybody was doing their little ghetto ass poses. And so Cookie get up. She let them know, hey, I got a lot going on right now. I can't really be here. I got turned down for a loan. And so I need to go holler at some other banks to see if I can get this loan to make my label work. I may not know business like y'all, but I know my music. And so I'm pretty much out of here, ladies. I'm going to have to see you later. And so while she was walking off, Dirty Diana looking happy that her plan is in effect. But the old white chick, Barbara Bush, say, hey, you know, that happened to me when my husband died and I just needed a loan. And so she like, oh, okay. And she said, hey, I'm going to give you 10 million, Cookie. And Cookie like, what? And then right behind her, the other girl said, yeah, me too, me too. And so now she done pretty much got her loan the ghetto fabulous way. So now Cookie all happy that she got her money. She like, well, hell, I guess I'll be staying now. Shit, ain't no need to leave and get a loan. I just got my money. And so she come and now Dirty Diana halfway, you know, salty because her plan didn't work, but she still try to hold her hand and play the role like they friends now. And it's throwing Cookie off. But when they leave and everybody going to get in their ride, Dirty Diana get in the car and we see Lil Bougie, and Lil Bougie saying, hey, the plan is in effect. And she like, shut up. Meanwhile, back at the studio, Hakeem's sitting down. I guess he's stressing over little baby mama drama, and he start hopping up and down on the couch and jumping around, doing karate flips, take off his shirt, and start doing the little dance and shit. I don't know what kind of little zone he need to get into to rap, but he start freestyling. And then Andre, he's at the crib. He's trying to relax. He having his drink. He on the balcony, and next thing you know, he see a familiar peeping the Tom, and he see it's old girl. And so he's about to leave off the balcony and finish his drink in private, but then he think about it and he come back on the balcony in front of her. And then this dude gets a phone call. His phone start ringing, and next thing you know, she's telling him, hey, you ain't got to leave. You ain't need an attorney. I'm off the clock. And so then the next thing you know, he start taking off his shirt and everything for her. They kind of like start sexting, long distance sexting, old school style, like by smoke signal across the way, taking each other's clothes off, showing each other from long distance and shit. When they could have just sent the pictures. Now we see Jamal with his boo thing, and he's talking to Sexual Chocolate. They about to eat some Chinese food and play hide the hot dog. But then Sexual Chocolate is letting them know, hey man, we ain't gotta hide stuff from each other. That's your dad. You embarrassed to me? He like, no, I'm not embarrassed to you. He like, well, you embarrassed to your dad? He like, what? He like, I got daddy issues too, but I can be your daddy. And so he's like, what? And he letting them know that his daddy is drunk or whatever. And he like, well, look, my dad, he got a traumatic brain injury. He don't remember everything. So they give a little hug, and then old boy gives a little eye open like, yeah, I got this dude. I got him open in all the right places. Meanwhile, back at the house, Cookie coming home from a long day at work, still looking sexy as hell. And we see Lucious playing finger paint on the damn wall like he, you know, we're playing with an Etch-a-Sketch. And so she asked him, what the hell you doing? She looking so beautiful. He talking about it relaxes me. He got the ultimate relaxation right there. As fine as she is, he can go ahead and bust off a couple relaxations. And she's telling him, he asked her, hey, you was gone for 17 years. What happened? And what was it? And she say, I was in jail. And he like, oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. And she about to walk away because he ain't say nothing really. And he said, hey, I'd like to know more. Could you tell me? Could you explain what happened? I'd really like to know. And so now she stopped and she realized he kind of a changed dude, and maybe she can, you know, reconcile. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe. Also follow me on Facebook at Jaymoorereviews, Twitter at JStradamus78, Instagram at J_more_reviews. You can also email me at jmorereviewsgmail.com, voicemail or text at 773-676-2699, and patreon.com/JMoreReviews, where at Patreon you can support me and my craft by a simple donation of just $1, because it can help me continue to make make videos we all enjoy full time. And also, I got some cool promotions for my supporters and special giveaways coming soon for the holiday season. So stay up to date. Also, check out these other videos. You may see some oldies but goodies that you haven't seen in a while. You need a good laugh, a little pick-me-up, or you may see something I spoke about that you missed. Either way, thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel, share, like, comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.